Ken Van Winkle, and I'm interim president of New Mexico State University, Alamogordo. And it's my privilege today to talk to you a little bit about the United Way campaign that we're going to start on our campus. And there's a couple of things that I'd like you to know about me and the United Way and why I feel this is important to our institution. There's two things. Number one, I truly believe that if you give, you get more in return. And so without taking into consideration all the great work that the United Way does, that's just a principle that I believe in and I think is really true. And so I've always felt like that if you give, you get a lot more back in return. So that's number one. But we're here to talk about the United Way today. And so specifically for me, I give because I got a lot when I was a kid. And let me explain. So the United Way supports the Girls Club and the Boys Club in Alamogordo. And I was a product of the school system in Alamogordo, but prior or as I was going to school in Alamogordo, I was also involved in the Boys Club. And the Boys Club was very special to me. It's where I played basketball and where I fell in love with basketball. And that may sound trivial, except I learned so much more than about basketball because of the Boys Club. I did learn how to pick and roll, and I remember I learned how to shoot layups from the right-hand side and the left-hand side. Those were great lessons. But what I really learned was how to win, and maybe more importantly, I learned how to lose. And I think those lessons and the activity, being involved in a team sport that early in my life, was very important to me. And I hope that generations of students and kids following me in the Boys Club and the Girls Club get to experience those kinds of activities and learn those lessons. So that's just one small example of how I feel that the United Way can help our own children and why I hope you'll support it. The last thing I'd like to say about the United Way is that they support so many more organizations in our community that are important than just the Boys Club and the Girls Club. But what I think is important for us to remember here is that the money that we give stays in our community, and the entities that benefit from our donations are all local entities, and they're all local organizations that can help our community, and I think that's very important. So anyway, to close, I'd just like to say again that I think the United Way is a very important organization that helps our community, and I hope you'll give. Thank you.
I'm Evelyn McCann, and I'm going to talk about Z-Tran that I've taken for 6 years since I moved in 2009, and it benefits the whole town because we don't have a car. And I lived here from 71 to 80 with no transportation at all. And so I learned the schedules that fit in anybody's time or day. Of course, there's no Sunday service, but that's okay. Everybody needs the time off. And I'm talking about Z-Tran for the United Way.
Good morning. I'm Jose Manuel Gonzalez. I'm a Spanish and history professor here at NMSU Alamogordo. Since around 12 years ago, I became a volunteer for the Senior Center here in Alamogordo. The Senior Center is supported by United Way and also by the city government. At the beginning, I served in the line at senior center and helping handicapped people at the dining room and serving them the lunch. But later I saw that they needed people who wanted to be volunteers for the program Meals on Wheels. Meals on Wheels here in this community has different roads. And one of them is called East Side. That is the road that I do delivering meals every Friday. And I do that generally around 10:45 to 12:30 every Friday. I serve the meals and I take the meals, delivering all these meals to people who cannot go to the senior center, who are in their homes, and some of them don't speak English. So I translate whatever they need from Spanish to English, and that's what I do every weekend since many years ago, around 12 years ago. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Fabiana Quesada. I am currently a student here at NMSU Alamogordo. I am also a consumer of the D-Trans program. From there, I use the paratransit bus which picks me up from a certain location and takes me to a given location. Typically, I use this service to get to and from work as well as to and from doctor's appointments and other such locations. It has come in very useful for the past 3 years, and I could not imagine not having this particular program to assist me, considering that I'm unable to drive or use regular transportation, aside from public transportation. So, very much so is it beneficial to